check this out, man. Straight off the bat, OTF Jam, snitch. The fans is like, yo, who's in the court? Point to every single person that took part in the unalivement of Lupao. Durk, Diddy pointed them niggas out. I'm like, whoa, straight out the rip. I mean, he went in there with no lube, bro. And then right now, what he's doing is he's just slow walking it. The last thing we heard is that Durk and them was down in Miami, right? And then OTF Jam seen one of Tory Lanez's artists with jury and stuff and went to Durk and said, hey, man, I ain't got no jury, man. I'm gonna rob this nigga. And Durk was like, yeah, man, that right there is the OTF Jam that I've been waiting for. So basically, it seems like Durk was grooming him to be his hitter. And also from the looks of it is, OTF Jam, when he went to prison for 10 years, he had already caught a body. And when he got out of prison, they came back to him and was like, we know you caught that body. Ain't no jurisdiction on unaliving, right? Yes. And so he was actually a federal agent against Durk while he was still locked up and got out playing his role, bro. This is exactly why he ain't named in this indictment. He's the third shooter, bro. The whole time he was switching up. The whole time he was playing in Durk face, bro.
So I'm here at the federal courthouse after the Lil Durk hearing, and we just had some very, very interesting information about, you know, possibly the most well-known alleged cooperator in this case, OTF Jam. Now, there was a crazy back and forth where they brought up a bunch of things about Jam. They said that the song Back Again was going to be used, and I'm not going to lie, I was happy to hear that because that's like one of my favorite songs. But obviously, you know, in that song, he talks about, you know, Jam got out that jam, I gave him 50,000, he ain't got to ask again. Well, they're basically saying that Jam is going to testify and cooperate and say that that 50,000 that Durk gave him that he rapped about in Back Again, which bear in mind was made before King Von even died, but Jam is going to testify and say that he believes that he was given that money basically as like a, you know, as a show of loyalty to basically kind of get, you know, some kind of like future, as basically not like a prepayment, but basically like on the hopes that in future he might be able to do things for him, he might be able to slide for him. Now what's crazy is that he's allegedly gonna testify that actually when they were filming a music video, at some point, okay, this is absolutely crazy, at some point, all right, Durk and a bunch of the other members apparently confronted Jam in a bathroom. They took him into the bathroom, which is super weird, and they apparently confronted him, and they basically said, you moving too hot, you're gonna get us jammed up, you got to be more careful about committing murders, and you're going to get the feds on us. Now, apparently that wasn't talking about the Pab murder. Apparently there's other murders, and it sounds like he's actually going to admit to the feds that he was doing all kinds of murders that haven't even been prosecuted by the sounds of it, not even related to this murder, and that he was basically a top hitter in OTF and for the Black Disciples, and that it was really that serious, and Jam was doing all that. So Jam's name came up a couple times. So another area where Jam was brought up, they basically talked about this federal freestyle, and they said that, you know, it's funny because the prosecutors literally said, look, Jam wasn't known as a good rapper. He was known as a hitter, a killer for OTF and for the Black Disciples. He was known as a Black Disciple hitter, and that's why he was put on this federal, ironically named federal freestyle, and that was basically as like, you know, as a favor for Jam. They were saying that that was almost like to solidify his place in the ranks of OTF and the dirt that he was going to or had already committed for the crew. And they basically said that apparently Jam is going to testify that he was in the federal freestyle, and that he basically is going to say that, look, he felt like if he didn't do the murder, if he didn't participate in this hit, that he felt like he wouldn't be included in these there's all sorts of sirens going on right now. It's crazy. That basically that they feel like Jam said that he didn't feel like he would have been included in all the OTF, you know, things that were going on, these opportunities, if he hadn't participated in that murder. And the last thing I'm going to say is that they said outright that apparently Jam was recruited for the Lil Pab murder by Booney Mo, and they basically said that Booney Mo had said to Jam specifically that Durk, but referring to him as Blood, he wants to fly you out for this murder. And apparently that's all going to be testified to. That's not looking great, to be honest with you guys. So I'm here.
So as y'all been hearing, man, OTF Jam named Lil Durk and OTF Diddy as participants in the pow-powing of Lil Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab. And this is looking ugly. This is a testimony that everybody's been waiting on from this guy, OTF Jam. And it says, did you participate in the pow-powing on August 19, 2022 that led to the unalivement of whatever that name is, Robinson? OTF Jam, yes. Did others in the room participate as well? Jam, yes. Can you name them? He said Durk, Diddy, and Lindsay. For those of y'all who don't know, Lil Durk is Durk. Diddy and Lindsay. Now, I know that they've been saying a lot about Diddy, but this is absolutely crazy. You see OTF Jam is in the courtroom, and this is OTF Jam right here. He's bad, peoples. I'm not sure about the OTF Didi, OTF Lindsay, but when it comes to this situation and we're watching it unfold, we do know that Trap Lord Ross has been covering the situation profusely as it's continued to develop, as we're watching it go back and forth, you know, from courthouse to Instagram screen to YouTube to wherever, you know, the case may be. And you look at the situation in reality and you just have to kind of wonder, what is Lil Durk thinking as his once homie, longtime friend, and, you know, according to him, paid henchman is now switching up and going against the grain. Now, it does just teach you that you have to pay attention. You have to watch the company you keep, because you can see Lil Durk right here in the video with OTF Jam, and it looks like everybody's cool, it looks like everybody's feeling it, everybody's smiling. My man in front needs serious dental work, but that's his business. It was all good just a week ago. Let's hear what they talking about though.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit like a whole dream team. I ain't gonna lie, this shit look like back in the day. Oh, my! Oh, dang! Look like back in the day. Look, he talking about. Check on your man, I heard you got hit in the head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having who? Well, having a dare. School trying to stop time. All that woofing on the net, it got your man. Metro! Metro! Yeah, baby. In the lake. Y'all ain't flame up? That's it. Anything. Well, I ain't gonna lie. Say, y'all call your mom, bro. I say, hey, come get his ass here. He flip me up that bitch, I roll over, arm on him. Oh, dang, he found me with a cast. I lift my shit up, I'm like, man, this nigga booming, man. He laughed, he said, I ain't do that. I say, slow and Keisha. I be trying to tell him, I ain't know shit so much. He want shit right on. I said, I gotta get in the gym and get tatted on the thing. Hey, look, I said, I gotta go just like that, coming out the water. Stop playing before I come on my brother, man.
So as you can see, Jam is in the video. Everybody's flashing money, everybody's having a good time, and it just kind of makes you wonder, like, are these the proceeds that Jam was paid for, you know, busting his 1-2 step like Sierra, as the court would like you to believe? Is this, you know, just Lil Durk spreading the wealth amongst friends and family as he's, you know, scored big name record deals, big name albums, big songs with Drake, things like that? Or is it all of the above, man? But what we do know is this: OTF Jam is currently on the stand testifying against Lil Durk. I would have been there, but I got to pick up the kids from school. Sorry, y'all. The kids came first. But with that all being said, man, as soon as somebody get on the internet with it, I'm going to get on the internet with it, and I'm going to make sure y'all know exactly what's going on. We about to to the next one. Y'all know the deal is red dots to the left. You know the rest. Say a prayer and be blessed. We are gone.